Before listening to this episode about Crybaby, please consider that the movie we discuss today contains themes of sexual assault and domestic violence. If you need to skip this episode for your own safety, we totally understand and hope you come back again next week.
Be safe with your feelings. Take care of yourself first.
This just in. Stay tuned for a message from Edit Boy Jeff at the end of this podcast with special news on President John F. Kennedy. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go check and see if my wife has overdosed on barbiturates.
For a few seconds, this place was Armageddon. There was a firefight!
Fuck you think you're doing?
You were asked a direct question, do you use cocaine?
Am I a bad person?
You never killed a baby.
You want to know who my god is?
Some huge friggin' guy.
She somehow fornicated.
Babism.
Put your mouth on this.
Fish aren't meant to be in a box, kid. Can't you see what's inside of me?
Welcome, everybody, to Willem to Filmography, where we watch stuff that makes us want to go back to Vietnam. I'm one of your hosts, Cyan Stone.
I'm the other one of your hosts, Jeff Whaley.
I'm the third one of your hosts, Jude, and I don't necessarily agree with that
I
statement.
fundamentally disagree with that statement.
And on this episode of Willem to Filmography, we watch Crybaby. But
Yay.
before we get into that, we will get into our hosts sexually. How you doing, hosts?
I'm doing fine.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that didn't sound well. Trust me, I hated doing it.
Kill the bit, kill the bit,
Yep.
kill the bit.
You're welcome, everybody.
No, I didn't even get to do the bit.
You do the bit. Your bit will be better.
I was going to say, in a normal voice, that I am currently nesting for my Omega Heat.
Okay.
And preparing for my next alpha, who's not on this podcast, because there's no alphas on this podcast.
No, fundamentally no alphas. I believe I tested as... Yeah, I was an omega of some sort.
What the fuck test are you talking about?
You're probably a beta, Jeff.
And with that, we will get into Whatlum Dafoe.
That's what I mean!
In this movie, Willem Dafoe plays the only bright, shining light in this utter...
Amazing,
armpit of
fun,
darkness.
great, campy-ass classic.
It's all right.
The ego, and the super ego. Let's go. Before I get into the summary, I actually am a little curious. What was your guys' level of familiarity with this movie before coming in? Because I had heard of this movie, but had never seen it.
I saw it in high school.
I've never seen it. I know about John Waters and his whole deal. Like, I remember a couple of times he was on the Daily Show and on the Colbert Report. And this is a horrible confession of mine of what I was watching in my middle and high school years on Real Time with Bill Maher.
Oh God, no! No,
yeah.
sigh.
Yeah, and I knew vaguely what I was getting into, and I still hated it. We could get into it. It's like
I thankfully never thought Bill Maher was funny. I thought I didn't like political humor, and then when I got into the Daily Show, I was like, well, let me give Bill Maher a shot because I like political humor now. Oh, I don't like his style of humor, and then later I realized, oh, I don't find him funny because he's objectively not funny. Got it.
I was the shittiest little shit lib you ever done seen, and also so into stand-up comedy that there really wasn't any stand-up comedian that I didn't like.
See, here's the thing. Same with the exception of Bill Maher. Like, he was the one that just did not connect with me.
The only one I really liked when I was younger was Colbert.
Colbert was great.
He was so good. Yeah.
And no, that doesn't count. Never mind. I watched a lot of Daniel Tosh.
Yeah.
That's not political at all.
No. But he was very funny.
What a wild comedian to turn out to be one of the more all-right comedians nowadays.
Him and Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah. Well, Jeselnik was always like a character. It's like because I remember you showing me that one clip from Daniel Tosh's podcast, Jude, where he was just like, the first episode of his podcast, he was like, listen, there are jokes that I've told before that can't really be told anymore, and that's fine. Like,
here's the thing. He was always good friends with Todd Glass, so that definitely helped me be like, okay, he's gonna be on the right side, most likely gonna be on the right side, not guaranteed, because so is Jimmy Dore.
Todd Glass, the stoner golden retriever of the comedy world.
He was one of those comedians, for as harsh as he was kind of harsh across the board and didn't really target any one group in particular.
But also in a way where like he did it in such a way where, like, if he wasn't an actual like okay, decent head on his shoulders person, like he would have like definitely leaned right wing later on, whereas now he's just like, what the fuck are we doing?
But also, I would say if he wasn't a good head leaning on his shoulder person, he wouldn't be able to make the type of jokes that he did. I think for the most part, like there was always a bent to it that was very like, oh, you're seeing the absurdity of this. Like that's all of this is. Like you're not falling for the I just make fun of everyone. It's the no, there is a purpose to your harshness.
Yeah, and obviously there were points in his career where I was just like, man, you just simply can't.
The show kind of took a lot out of him for a while, but anyway, after that tangent,
and while we discuss Daniel Tosh to avoid talking about this movie, let's get into our summary.
Yeah, 1990s musical comedy Crybaby. So, we see a musical set piece of teenagers in the 50s waiting in line to get polio vaccines, which cool, like legitimately cool.
That made my heart sad.
Yeah.
Mourning our vaccine policies, but yeah, go on.
What vaccine policies? Ugh. Anyway, we are introduced to our main characters and their personalities through an inaudible scene as the theme music goes. Yeah. We see Baldwin, played by Stephen Mailer, with his arm around Allison, played by Amy Locane. Some teen boys pinch the bottom of Mona Hatchet-Face Malinowski, played by Kim McGuire, before she turns around and threatens them with a knife while making a hyper-ridiculous face. And that is her character.
Yeah. exaggerated by makeup and some varnish that they put on her teeth.
Yep. Milton Hatchet, played by Darren E. Burrows, then cuts in line to make out with Hatchet-Face. We see Wanda Woodward, played by Tracy Lords, getting the shot and reacting with seemingly suggestive moans. Is how I read that scene, the way the doctor was like weirdly fawning over this teenager.
That is 100% what was being conveyed. She was basically like turning her seat into a Sibian, just writhing around.
I mean, you're not wrong, but gross. A nurse then goes up to usher Pepper Walker, played by Ricky Lake, and puts her hand on Pepper's pregnant belly before Pepper twists the nurse's arms and takes the shot. We see Lenora Frigid, played by Kim Webb, get the shot before visibly swooning as Wade Crybaby Walker, played by Johnny Depp, gets dragged in by student council to get his shot. I don't know how much we want to talk about Johnny Depp in this. It's going to be very similar to the Tom Cruise thing of he was a really good actor at this point in his career.
He is one of the more charming parts of this movie.
Yeah.
I will state my opinions later.
Okay.
I think later might be a good point to get into fucking Johnny Depp.
He's charming on the screen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But not in a courtroom.
Well, that's actually part of the problem. He is charming in the courtroom. That's why he specifically had a jury trial instead of a judge trial. We'll get into it later.
Yep.
Crybaby and Allison get the shot at the same time as they look at each other with longing while Crybaby cries a single tear. Outside of the school, and the whole thing is just hyper stylized and ridiculous. Outside of the school, the Drapes, consisting of Crybaby, his sister Pepper, Hatchetface, Milton, and Wanda, run into Wanda's crossing guard mom and school bus driving dad. And 4 minutes in, when the mom was having them cross the street and then said, "That's it, good teenagers," I was like, okay, I'm in. that was like, I'm in. Like,
that's it, good. Yeah, it was funny. It was
so funny.
I felt nothing. I felt absolutely nothing.
That I don't know, just the good teenagers, like that got me.
I was like, sure.
Allison then goes to talk to the Drapes before her grandmother and square boyfriend Baldwin, capitalized square, by the way, because that's what the preppy people call themselves, because this is a very subtle movie. It's just pure camp. Yeah, before Baldwin takes Allison away to a talent show at Grandma Williams' charm school. The Drapes then follow Grandma Williams and serenades Allison from the car while driving on the other side of the road in a very tame yet dangerous like thing. Grandma Williams speaks to the charm school of being quote-unquote attacked by hoodlums and has them recite the 4 B's: beauty, brains, breeding, and bounty.
Yeah.
I've 100% seen that had that search term on Pornhub before.
That's a weird Mormon Pornhub.
Mormhub?
I'm trying to think of things to say, but like I can't even really verbalize why I didn't like this movie, because like I don't even know why I don't like this movie. It just did not work on me at all. And the more I watched it, I was just like looking at the time and just wanting it to end.
This movie relies solely on charm. And if the charm doesn't work on you, there is nothing for you here.
Yeah, it like I didn't want the movies that I dipped out halfway on to be this movie and Platoon. You know, I didn't want it to be. I don't know what kind of Rorschach ink blot test that would be for me, but I didn't want it to be created. I didn't want it to be.
We all knew that Cyan had an interesting Rorschach test.
Yeah.
I didn't want that to be. I didn't want to have to look into that and face that part of myself. I don't know what it says about me, but I think it might be horrifying about who I might be as a person, that the ones that I couldn't get through were Platoon and this.
That's super interesting to me. See, I love that shit when you just look at the things that compares. Like, how are these two the things that break?
Yeah, I watched this movie. I was like, okay, there's Hatchetface. Her thing is that she's ugly, okay, and then there's the lady who's pregnant, and that's her thing, okay, and now a guy's making out with Hatchetface, and his whole thing that he loves an ugly girl, okay, and it's just like it was so. I think you're right. There was no charm in this for me, and I had to watch this for my job. Not even. I'm not getting paid for this.
That's your fault,
Yeah.
listeners. Join our Patreon.
It's yeah, it's pure camp. I like my style of camp that I prefer is more like Rocky Horror. And this is like
Yeah.
veering towards Rocky Horror,
Yeah.
but like going around it.
Reaching around it.
And yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, there were some parts that I
I'm
just
so
did not
happy
like,
about that.
but I think some of the things that like Cyan complained about, like Hatchet Face being ugly and like all that kind of stuff, it's meant to be like a bit of a display, but you're also meant to be like, yeah, who cares, I guess, you know?
It's very much John
Yeah.
Waters. Be it again, he's known as a transgressive filmmaker for a reason, and he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
give me the
He's
weirdos
he's
and the
always-
freaks and celebrate.
Yeah,
them,
he's always
you know?
propping up the weirdos and
Yeah.
the freaks.
And I appreciate John Waters' like vibe and oeuvre, but like a little peek into my taste. I'm not like the biggest fan of like drag. Like I appreciate it as an art form and like all of that is just like whatever I like it, like and like in person it's a blast, but like every time I've seen like videos of like drag performances or like anything like that, it's just like okay, that's cool. Like I don't know why it doesn't work on me, and I feel like weird as a queer person that this kind of shit isn't my shit, but like oh it's
Yeah.
just like
If it's not for you, it's not for you.
I think that's really valid because as a fellow queer, I sometimes feel that way about drag shows. Where I'm just like, not for me right now. You know, it depends on my mood, depends on what kind of drag show it is. Yeah, and it almost feels like a sin thinking that way as a out and out queer person.
well, because it's all under attack so much nowadays. Although now that the right wing is in power and able to do all of the other shit that it wants to do, it has completely abandoned drag shows as a polarizing issue because it doesn't care anymore and it just grabs onto issues that it can use for its own advantage.
States
like,
are still attacking. That was their lean in to attack trans people overall. Now that they're in power, they don't have to pretend to care about drag. Now they can actually go after who they do care about, and that's trans people because they can't go after gay people yet.
But like it feels weird. I like the idea of drag and like the things that it says that it reflects in our society and like the ways that it calls out like gender norms and things like that. It's just like watching it, I could give or take.
This is also another thing is drag is also kind of like a weird queer vaudeville-ness to it. And a lot of the jokes in here are very
100%.
vaudeville, and I can understand not relating to vaudeville. I love vaudeville bullshit, so this is right up my fucking alley.
Yeah.
It's it's really hit or miss for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like I laughed at very certain jokes in this movie and not other ones, you know?
Yeah.
An early thing that kind of dispelled any charm I would get from this movie was Iggy Pop showing up in the credits.
The Drapes go to Turkey Point, and they see Milton's parents preaching Christianity and railing against sinners. Which this is a very fun line of our son still has the Lord in him, but look at him. He carries illegal weapons, drives fast cars, and wears clothes clearly made by homosexuals. And this is just gonna be me quoting things and laughing to myself. So be prepared, listeners.
Yeah.
There are a lot of fun lines in this. It's so campy.
The way that John Waters films things, and I mainly know this from like descriptions of how he films things, and this is like my first time seeing it because it's the first time I've watched a John Waters movie. Like he films it to be like purposefully uncomfortable and bad, and with certain like with the way that a lot of the jokes go on for like a bit too long and like go on for a bit like and have a delivery that's meant to be like uncomfortable. It like I get that that's on purpose, but it also just didn't work for me and I had to watch an hour and a half of it.
That's completely fair. Then Lenora throws herself at Crybaby and gets rejected. That's basically Lenora's whole bit this whole movie.
Yep. The whole movie.
Every character
entire
gets
thing.
a bit, and they just stick with it.
Yeah.
We see Baldwin and his square friends, the Whipples, sing a doo-wop song, and I love the tall guy. He was just so much expressions, and just like, I don't know, it was very fun watching this performance.
They all blended for me. I have no idea who the fuck you're talking about. They could have literally swapped actors between the different characters, and I would not have noticed.
None of them get names, don't worry. Like,
yeah. Like Baldwin could have been a name that cycled through that group, and I would not have noticed.
I agree with you on 3 of them, but the tall one is the one that I glommed onto because I thought he looked like Doug Jones. He's not Doug Jones, but I thought he looked like Doug Jones.
Should have been in the movie.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Should have been in the movie.
That would have been really good.
That would have been a very good bit.
That would have brought some more like bad on purpose shit that I'm more familiar with, and like probably brought me in. Like that feels like some shit.
Would you have noticed?
That feels like some shit. Maybe. I feel like that would have like made me like the process for this movie go from me watching it initially and hating it, and then hearing someone say that and I'm being like, what? Watching it again and being like, wait, I actually love this. That might have been like the trajectory for me, whereas now it's just like, okay, yeah, they're...
Yep.
Yeah.
Then the Drapes go to see Ramona Ricketts, their grandma, played by Susan Tyrrell, and they see their step grandpa, Belvedere, played by Iggy Pop, in the front yard bathing.
Man, I fucking hate Iggy Pop. He's also in Tank Girl, which is a movie that I love, but his appearance in Tank Girl is as like a guy who sleeps with child girls, as like a joke, like, hey, we got Iggy Pop for this role, isn't that funny? It's like, man, what? Like,
there's some weird jokes in this movie.
His appearance in Crybaby isn't nearly as like infuriating, but like I just don't think that he should be a figure anyone respects.
Yeah. That wasn't going to happen until very recently, though, so...
Yep.
Anyway. We have a great culture. We see Pepper's... and also at the turkey point we do see... and we'll see this a little bit in the first half of this movie. We see the stage that the Jukebox Jamboree is going to be on, and there's just a big old Confederate flag curtain.
Yeah.
And clearly it's meant, again, it's that transgressive, like, part just meant to kind of rebel and shock you type thing. Doesn't excuse it, but I understand the thought process, but it's very bad.
It was so like, yeah, I bet this makes all the squares uncomfortable to have a Confederate flag here. And I, like, when I saw it, I was just like, yeah, okay, might as well.
I agree on that, yeah. We see Pepper's 2 other children. I didn't get the name.
It doesn't matter.
Snare Drum and Susie Q. It matters to me. Cue the Faith Hill song that I'm the only one who knows. Yeah, 2 other children, and we see Ramona and Belvedere give Pepper a mostly cool rockabilly crub made of bones for her unborn kid. And I say mostly cool because there's a very prominent Confederate flag pillow.
Yeah. It's a recurring theme.
Yeah. It's just like all John Waters movies, this is filmed and set in Baltimore because he is a true blue Baltimore guy.
Did we skip past the Lorna part? Where
I did kind of breeze past it, so yeah, I didn't go into details. We can go back.
I hated that bit. They just got into her. Like, the slut shaming was so bad.
What bit? Which bit? Oh, right, yeah.
When Crybaby rejects her, and then all of the other girls take a swipe at her.
Yeah. Like, it's so catty and so... I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's a product of its time, but I don't like it.
And also, John Waters is a gay man, so catty is how he speaks.
Okay, don't overgeneralize.
He's a gay man from a very specific time.
Yes. I shouldn't say all gay men are that, but John Waters is that gay man.
Yeah.
You're not gay enough to say that, Jeff.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
We can confirm though that yes, this is John Waters being a very catty gay man.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, if I didn't know John Waters from other things, I would not feel comfortable saying that. But I only felt comfortable because I've heard him talk any other time. Yeah, and then they also, Ramona and Belvedere also get a new motorcycle for Crybaby. And again, I love the inside of their fucking house was just awesome. It was just levers that just, like, shit came down from the ceiling and, like, secret walls rotated. And it's like, this is so stupid and so fun.
Yeah, sure.
At the talent show.
Sorry. That was a bit withering. None of this is towards you, Jeff. I envy your joy at this movie. I
get it.
It should be mentioned, what's her face, lipstick teeth, was also wearing a Confederate hat with just a bunch of shit on it.
Ramona Ricketts,
Yeah.
I think I missed the hat. Probably on purpose.
Like a gray Confederate military hat.
I mean, again, Baltimore, Maryland, close to the Confederacy, so it's definitely the whole doing it on purpose to piss people off, and that's just, yeah.
But it's okay, they have black friends.
Also wearing Confederate things later on. It's weird. At the talent show, Allison, whose singing voice is done by Rachel Sweet, sings a song and thinks of Crybaby.
Her boyfriend, it's really funny because her boyfriend's staring right at her, thinking of marrying her and imagining her in a wedding dress, and then she looks at him and imagines Johnny Depp's face.
On him and all of his friends. So
yeah.
She wants to be fucking fucking trained by a bunch of Johnny Depps.
Hopefully sober ones.
Yes,
anyway,
yes.
We
You
can
know
get into
what?
that later.
I'm okay with doing this little tangent here. Which Johnny Depp movie characters would you want to run a train on you?
Jesus, Jeff. Jesus, Jeff.
Benny for me from Benny and Jude.
Benny and June.
Benny and June, thank you.
Willy Wonka.
Jesus
Sweetie
Christ.
Todd.
Sweetie Todd, I agree with Sweetie Todd.
I was also going to say Willy Wonka, actually.
Willy Wonka, because I haven't had any, like, super deep personal trauma lately, and I feel like that might get me out of a rut.
He's a freak. Jack Sparrow. No, actually, not Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow is filthy, like, physically. Like
The vampire from Dark Shadows. Yeah. The vampire from Dark Shadows. Barnabas Collins. Just because he's a vampire.
Again, I'm going to go, like, kind of younger Johnny Depp, too. I loved him in Gilbert Grape. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? He was very kind of young and hot then.
He voices Victor in the Corpse Bride.
Yeah.
And I would crack Victor.
Okay, all right, hell yeah, I respect that. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go a weird one for my fourth one just because I think it's funny. Fucking Rango.
Interesting. That's just a straight up lizard.
Yep. All right, moving on. We got all of that bit that we could get.
I bet our conversation about Johnny Depp later is going to make that bit very uncomfortable.
Yep, that's why I went characters.
Characters.
Crybaby then interrupts the talent show to ask Allison to the jukebox jamboree at Turkey Point before Baldwin punches Crybaby. Crybaby hits him back, and then him and Allison ride off. When they arrive at Turkey Point, the women drapes give her a makeover. Then the Crybaby combo plays in front of a Confederate flag curtain, with Crybaby, whose singing voice is done by James Intveld.
Can't Johnny Depp sing?
Yes. Clearly not in the way John Waters wanted him to sing.
Yeah,
I don't think his voice fits rockabilly stuff well. John Waters, I'm sure, had a very specific idea of what he wanted. And again, here's the thing. You say can't Johnny Depp sing. He came to Hollywood to be the lead singer of a rock band and became an actor instead. So that kind of answers your question.
I don't want to call any of the decisions of this movie weird because, like, one thing that you can say about this movie is that every decision made about, like, what's on screen is very deliberate. Like, John Waters is a very meticulous director, and it's very clear from this movie, but, like...
You can still call them weird, because they are weird. They're just meticulously weird.
Yeah.
Allison hops up and sings a duet with Crybaby, and then after the show, Allison and Crybaby make out in a field with other teenagers, while everyone else makes out on the dance floor.
They don't just make out, actually. I want to address this scene because it actually made me a little uncomfortable. They start making out, and then Crybaby is just like, man, I just can't control myself around you. I'm just so, like, into you, and blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, I just kind of want to take it a little slow because of my parents, and blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, I know, but I'm just so into you. I won't go anywhere, but I'm just so into you. He just keeps going, and that shit is not okay.
Yeah.
For all the... I don't think we have a lot of listeners in general, let alone young listeners, but, like... Don't let your young fucking boyfriends say that shit to you. Just say, I don't care how you fucking feel. I said no. Like, I don't need a sob story of how your balls hurt.
Yeah. And especially don't let Johnny Depp say that to you. Go on.
Exactly. Don't take that shit. You don't have to take that shit. Like, she said no, and then he kind of, like, softly coerced her into doing a little bit more.
I don't know if they actually did anymore because of something that happened in a little bit, but it looked like they might have been going that way.
Yeah. No, I mean, like...
Because he stuck with the over the...
He started off... I remember the scene very well. He started off... Like, they started off just making out, and then he's like, okay, can I just touch your boob then? And she's like, okay, fine.
Her thing was, like, over the clothes stuff only. And he was like, that's...
Yeah, and then he kept going about how he like just wants her so bad.
Yes. He didn't do anything past that, but he kept talking about stuff past that, which is still bad and problematic.
And then I think the way that the movie tried to address that was taking it up another level with their like melodramatic backstories, where they're both orphans and Johnny Depp's father was the alphabet bomber and was killed by electricity, and so now he has
all right on his chest. All right. I want to do that justice.
I legit think that was a way for them to address the fact that he was being pushy by being like, oh, I just have all these villain genes inside of me.
I don't even think it was that. I just think it was just a pure expression of hormonal teenage stuff with someone who's never analyzed what that meant to them. Because John Waters is also another person who, there are definitely some directors who kind of enjoy the sleaziness of humanity.
And yeah, that is like a whole thing with like the archetype that Crybaby is, like, where it's just like, oh, he's like, his whole appeal is that he's a bit dangerous and might go too far with things, you know, like.
I'm sure being a teenager, like what you were saying, Jude, of like don't take that shit, which you shouldn't. But I also understand being a teenager and feeling that, and like feeling like that's hot and sexy, but it fucking isn't. So everyone at the dance floor. At the Turkey, there was a scene real quick before this. At the Turkey Point parking lot, the squares vandalized the Drapes' cars before noticing Crybaby's motorcycles. Then we go back to the makeout where the talking about French kissing is happening, and then the farthering down keeps going. And Allison tells Crybaby her orphan backstory, that her parents died in separate plane crashes on the same day, which is also fucking crazy. When she's just like, of course they took separate planes so that if one of the planes go down, I'd still have a parent, and they both went down.
I don't know why this just didn't work on me, because that's very funny. That's very funny to like just have a character say that shit.
Yeah.
But like even the redescription now, like Jude's laughing, you're laughing, and I'm just like, yeah. I don't know what's wrong with me.
So then lightning strikes a tree nearby, scaring the other teens and enraging Crybaby, who reveals his electric chair chest piece tattoo that and that his father was the alphabet bomber and both his parents were executed for it.
Yeah.
You have to say it in that over melodramatic fashion, because that is how Johnny Depp delivered it.
Yeah, it's making me smile a little bit right now, but again, it's just not. Again, it's hilarious, and it's just not working on me, and I think something's wrong with me.
No. I definitely have those things of like, I'm seeing something that's like, this objectively should make me laugh, and it's not. Yeah, and so Crybaby has promised to do something rotten every day and only shed a single tear to honor his parents, because that's all that you're going to get out of me, world. It's so fucking stupid. It's the stupidest fucking shit.
And every time there are like tears in this movie, it's purposefully the like fake movie tears that like someone clearly dripped onto their eye like right before the shot. It gets real gross later.
This is a movie ass looking movie. It does not shy away from its set pieces and like being in a studio. The squares then light Crybaby's motorcycle on fire and start a riot at Turkey Point. The cops come and arrest the Drapes for starting a riot instead of the squares, because of course they did. At the courthouse, the judge asks for the parents of Milton, Wanda, and Hatchetface. I loved this bit. Wanda asks her parents to get her the fuck out, the bleep out of there, and then the mom is like, "What does the bleep mean?" And the dad's just like, "Oh, it's just a funny teenage word." And so then the mom asks the judge, "Hey, Your Honor, can we get our daughter the fuck out of here?" And everyone erupts because that's not bleeped, because it's a PG-13 movie, so you only had one fuck. That had to be why this bit happened, and it was just, I loved her parents so much in this. They're just so golly gee whickers.
I watched it.
It like her fuck is the only fuck that's not bleeped.
Not in the one that I watched.
Oh well, in the actual release, they're all bleeped.
The first two are bleeped. The last one is not.
And that's the only.
I know what you guys are saying. I'm just saying all of them weren't for me.
Got it. Then you saw an unedited cut that kind of ruins the joke.
Oh, okay. I mean, in the version I saw, she specifically says, "What does fuck mean?" And then he goes, "Oh yeah, it's a thing that teenagers say to make themselves feel more adult." And then she goes, "Yeah," she says it out loud, really loud.
But is the first one bleeped too, or?
No.
Okay,
No.
yeah. So the first two are not bleeped. So you watched a weird. So they must have done a weird uncut version that completely ruins the fucking joke.
Saying I couldn't get into the YouTube account, but you never messaged me back.
Oh, sorry.
I watched it elsewhere.
Good job, Jeff. Sabotaging both our watches.
Hell yeah. Everyone's welcome.
It's so weird. Like, I thought y'all were, I don't know.
No,
I was like,
and
the entire joke again that should have made me laugh but didn't. The entire joke was that when Hatchetface says "fuck," it's bleeped.
Wanda, not Hatchetface.
Wanda. Yeah, when Wanda says "fuck," it's bleeped. Then when Wanda's mom is like, "What does fuck mean?" When she says "fuck," it's bleeped. And then when Wanda's mom stands up, she's like, "Can we get the fuck out of here?" Unbleeped.
And to be fair,
that's funny.
When I went to watch
really
it,
funny.
So I also had to watch it elsewhere. However, the place I watched it, the first two were still beeped, but the subtitles, they weren't beeped. Bleeped.
Right.
Yeah. So the joke still worked on mine, but I did read the subtitles of them saying that. I was like, well, the subtitles kind of ruin that.
Yeah, no, I very specifically remember it not being. I would have remembered the bleep, you know.
And then Hatchetface's mom comes in an iron lung, and I just thought, we're gonna get more of those soon.
Wanted to ask her parents to get the fuck out of there. While the Milton's mom speaks in tongues, and Hatchetface's mom is wheeled in on an iron lung smoking. And just over the top, campy, just dumb bullshit. And the judge gets all angry.
I can't wait to see how they modernize iron lungs when polio comes back.
Or when the aftermath of like COVID gets so bad.
Well,
that
yeah,
people can't
yeah.
breathe
When
anymore.
whatever long COVID thing we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool to live in the modern day.
Like, RFK Jr. was a fucking kid when the polio vaccine became a thing, and now we can't get into this.
He just wants to get mercury out of fish. He wants to get mercury out of fish and our vaccines. He is the healthiest man in the world.
Have you seen him do any sort of leg exercise? There's no mobility there. He's just filled with fucking
When
steroids.
I watch RFK, I see the day of my own death.
Fuck that asshole. So the judge releases Wanda, Hatchetface, and Milton to their parents, takes Pepper's kids from her, fines Ramona and Belvedere Ricketts, and gives Allison a pass. He then sentences Crybaby to juvenile detention until he's 21. As Crybaby is being taken in, Lenora lies to journalists about being pregnant with Crybaby's child. And then earlier during the riot, there was some interaction with Crybaby and Lenora, with Crybaby just shoving her to the ground.
Yeah, and Lenora being like, I want his baby, and Allison being like, gasp.
Yeah, being like, oh no, you have a lady friend. It's like, no, what? He just shoved her to the ground. Why are you skipping over that part? Yeah, Lenora lies to journalists about being pregnant with Crybaby's child. In the detention center, Crybaby is introduced to his packed cell by hateful guard, played by our boy Willem Dafoe, in an even smaller role than last time.
He's a cop.
A brief respite. I enjoyed his performance.
Also, I know a couple of episodes ago I mentioned how I didn't think Willem Dafoe worked as a leading character, not because he was bad at acting, but I love his like weird character actor bullshit, and we've gotten 2 weird character actor performances since then. I'm just like, I'm home. Yeah. There's my little weirdo. There you go.
But Johnny Depp does character acting too.
He does. Yeah. He can be a leading man character actor better than Willem Dafoe in my opinion, but
it's just because he's more conventionally attractive, I think, is what you're getting hung up.
Jeff just wants to fuck Johnny Depp.
Hey, fuck off. This is just because I legitimately asked that question earlier. Don't throw that back on me.
Jeff wants to fuck Johnny Depp today. He wants to find him and be like,
no.
I enjoyed that courtroom stuff you did, and I want to fuck you
absolutely
about it.
not. I will edit all of this out. You know I won't. I could.
Jeff's only bi for Johnny Depp. Anyway.
Fuck off. That is bi erasure, you piece of shit. Like, I will not be hate crimed on my own podcast by a fellow queer. That is legit the thing that you've said that's made me the angriest at you.
I'm sorry.
No. Yeah. Willem Dafoe.
We have pristine Willem Dafoe in this very short scene where he is just like creepy, a little sex assaulty, a little gay, a little Republican.
Yeah, very Republican.
And then he just leaves. And at this point in the movie, I legit wanted to say, hey, if Willem Dafoe's not going to be in any more scenes, can I just fucking stop?
You could have.
But I didn't want it to be this movie and Platoon that I couldn't finish. I didn't want whatever future therapist I talked to be like, so why Crybaby and Platoon?
Well, we haven't gotten to some other movies that are going to be really interesting, so...
Yeah.
We got a lot of shit to go through.
Could become a list. Could
Yes.
become a very good list. I'm very curious to see if you make it through Antichrist.
Maybe. I made it through... then again, I was a teenager. I made it through a Serbian film, and I'm guessing it's not as bad as that.
I would not make it past the Serbian film.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
My mom and I watched it like a month ago, 2 months ago.
A couple months ago. Yeah.
She was way too curious. I told her not to watch it. I was like, "Don't watch it. You don't need to watch it." And she was like, but I'm so curious, and I'm like, well, if you're going to watch it, I don't want you to watch it alone, so I'm going to watch it with you.
There's one line from a Serbian film that's from like one of the most disturbing scenes in that disturbing movie that I still say sometimes to myself and laugh. And I really shouldn't.
Cut this out. It's not funny, but it's the verbosity with which the movie says these things. It was like in Born on the 4th of July when he just started yelling, penis, 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 penis. And it's like, that's hilarious. I know he's having a mental breakdown right now, but that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It never be a millennial. You will never recover.
No. On all the ends. I'm at the older middle end of millennial, and yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah.
Where the fuck were we? Willem Dafoe came in. I was just gonna say my summary about Willem Dafoe. We may have mentioned already, but
we have. Go ahead.
Makes the delinquents say their prayers and threatens Crybaby. Before forcing everyone to bless Dwight Eisenhower, Roy Cohn, and Richard Nixon. He tells them good night and then fucks off from the movie. And yeah, which again, you already said that, but I had that written down in my notes, so it's like, oh, okay.
It's all we needed. It's all we needed. It's all we deserved.
Allison cries over Crybaby and collects her tears in a jar. Crybaby sings a song in his cell with all of his other inmates singing backup, and then Crybaby cries a single tear, licks it, and falls asleep instantly in a very, like, stereotypical hands under the chin type way, while Allison is chugging her tears in a very weirdly sexual sensual scene.
Quite suggestive.
Yeah, very suggestive that she was, yeah.
The tears were cum. The tears were cum. The tears were 100% cum. Salty cum.
So cum. Maybe, I don't know, I've never tasted.
It's not that salt. I've tasted my own. It's not that salty. Like it's just got a weird flavor that if you're not in the mood for, I can absolutely see being like, bleh.
I will delete this absolutely if you want me to.
You don't have to.
Okay, cool. Hey.
Wait, were we talking about cum or tears?
Cum.
I don't like the taste of cum.
Hell yeah.
That's perfectly understandable.
Has a weird taste to it, but fear not the cum havers of the world. I do not like the taste of cum, and I know other people who do not like the taste of cum. However, we like to see our partners enjoy themselves, and that usually involves cum. So, whatever.
Yeah.
You drink. You handle the bitter taste of coffee for the caffeine. Like, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not a quitter, so you swallow.
You don't drink cum for the flavor.
There have been many a fingering where I ventured places my partner enjoyed, but were a little gross on my end, but I enjoyed the fact that they enjoyed it.
Yeah? Hell yeah? Where the fuck were we? Allison drinking cum. The next day, Baldwin and his friends lead a marching band dance in celebration. And again, it was just so cheesy and dumb and just so, just so fun to just watch these idiots dance. Allison hears a radio report of Crybaby's arrest and announcement of engagement to Lenora. Baldwin shows up at Allison's and asks her to sing with him at a theme park opening, which somehow makes the news in the detention center and causes Crybaby to sing and start a riot. I really like that song.
This movie showed me that I hate love triangles, even when they're a bit. In a movie that is like fucking nothing, this felt the most nothing.
Also, the theme park was the first one in Maryland, and it was called Enchanted Forest, and it turns out there's a ton of very cheap-looking Enchanted Forest amusement parks all throughout America.
Yeah.
We see Wanda run away from her parents before they send her to Sweden for a foreign exchange program in the most problematic part of her parents, because this is weirdly xenophobic. Or maybe not xenophobic, but it's just very like, oh, you're not... This bit didn't work for me. And this is the one bit of her parents that didn't work for me.
You can make fun of white people of any flavor.
No. Yeah, you can make fun of it. It just, I don't know. It just didn't. I'm not like offended by it. It's just like, you're just doing the thing of speaking slowly with a foreign language thing, and that's just the thing that pisses me off, regardless of the color of the skin you're doing it to.
That's fair.
Crybaby gets a single teardrop tattoo in the hole with another roommate and tries to escape at the same time
because he hears on the radio that Allison is with Baldwin now or something like that.
And at the same time, Hatchetface and Milton steal a helicopter to try and break out Crybaby, both being very unsuccessful. They steal a helicopter, land it in the middle of the yard, and then the guards start firing at them, and then everyone has to scatter because they're just firing indeterminately. This is also another bit where Hatchetface, while they steal the helicopter, Hatchetface looks at a cow and scares the cow away. But immediately after, her boyfriend is just like, "Come on, gorgeous," and like her friends and like the drapes keep calling her gorgeous, and like that's kind of like I like that.
It is pretty nice how supportive they are of Hatchetface. We are approaching the one scene that unfortunately made me smile. And it was the scene in the movie theater.
That's a good bit.
When Hatchetface comes through the screen as the monster and everyone screams in horror.
They had 3D glasses on.
I desperately tried to fight my mouth from turning upward at this scene because it was like, no, this is so fucking stupid and garbage. And then my mouth just went, eh?
See, and I was openly going, this is so stupid and garbage.
I was just like, I was deeply ashamed that was the scene that got me.
Hell yeah.
Because I think that it was purely in like the movie audience reaction to it. It was so sincere.
This everyone in this movie knew what movie they were in and went for it 100%.
Everyone in the movie theater was screaming like they were about to, like literally in real life, about to die. And I was just like, okay, that's pretty good.
It's a good bit. And then while Crybaby is escaping through the sewers, it gets led through a sewer by a little rat who is a literal rat and leads him to the barber chair with him getting like threatened to have his hair cut constantly.
Johnny Depp's hair was really good in this movie.
His hair, that haircut works on him. Pepper, Ramona, and Belvedere disguise themselves to break out Pepper's kids from the orphanage. And then just breaks out all the kids, and puts the old lady in the thing, and that was fun. And there was also fun bits because the way the kids were presented in the orphanage is they were behind like a department store like display case, just like doing a thing. And the first kid they said is like, this one is Caucasian, although that's the only upside I can tell you. And
again, nothing from me. It just like. This is an utter. At first, I thought it was like a, weird campy flashback to like Crybaby being adopted for some reason, even though that's not how his story works. But like,
you didn't see Iggy Pop right away through that disguise?
No, I saw them. I thought they were using the same actors in like different roles to be silly. But then I realized like, oh, they're breaking out her kids.
Who the orphanage dressed as called them conjoined twins, the old word they used for those twins in the 50s, and tried to basically have them not be sold because they're bad and shit like that. And again, this movie is very obviously being like who being bad is cool and who needs to follow fucking rules. Yeah, they break the kids out, and then everyone meets at the Enchanted Forest, where Baldwin sings with Allison, and completely overshadows him, or overshadows her, because he's a fucking dick, and she's starting to be like, oh right, he's a fucking dick. And then the rest of the drapes, Iggy Pop, Uncle Belvedere, dressed as the Easter Bunny, grabs this teenager and swings away with her.
abducts a teenage girl. Don't look into it. Don't look into it.
And then they convince her to choose the drapes in Crybaby, including the grandmother who's starting to warm up to it. And then they go to the detention facility where she sings a very good song about letting Crybaby go to the judge. And the judge has also had like the weird hots for the grandma.
Yeah, the song was pretty good.
And it like goes on for a while, and then they Crybaby like has a visit. They go to the visitation thing, and all of them start like dance. All the girls in thing, the Grandma Ramona, Pepper, Wanda, Allison, and Allison's grandma all dance up on the prisoners through the glass.
That you remember all of these names.
Yeah, I did write them down for the summary. That is why I remembered them.
I don't think even that would help me.
But this had a really fun bit where like they're all dancing suggestively on the glass except for the grandma who's just doing like the Carlton, and she's just having a good old ball, like being naughty for the first time ever. And I thought this was very funny. And then they break the glass, and then cuts to like basically the judge seeing the grandma. Is like, all right, I'll let him go. I guess he's reformed. And takes him outside to announce that, and then through that announcement, have a bunch of drapes and squares there. Through this thing is when Crybaby and Baldwin agree to a game of car chicken, but instead of them driving, they'll be on top of the cars for some reason.
Yeah, just cause.
A bunch of people get like Baldwin and the Miltons get in the square car, and they take Allison's grandma with them. The Drapes, including Pepper, who starts going into labor while they're playing chicken.
Yeah, it gives birth in the back of the seat while they're playing chicken.
Yeah, and then they're singing, because it's a musical, so they're singing a song the whole time, and like Allison's singing, and then the squares break at the last second, and then go into a chicken coop because they played chicken.
Yeah.
And they go into a coop filled with chickens.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah. And at some point, Allison tries to rescue her grandmother from the Squares car and gets on the motorcycle, and that leads to her after the chicken battle is over. She gets flung through the air in a scene that was the second, the closest I got to smiling a second time in this movie, where she just flies through the air for so goddamn long, and everyone's just like in awe of the beauty of her being flung from a motorcycle. But yeah, I wasn't even fighting the smile at this time, and it still just didn't take.
Everyone was in awe, but everyone is doing that one single cry, that one single tear cry, and falls immediately into Crybaby's arms. They just stare into the camera, crying at the end. I really liked Amy Loken portrayal of Allison in this. I really liked her acting here. I liked a lot of the acting here. I like this movie. This movie's very fun and dumb, and it knew exactly what it was and just fucking went for it. And I could see kids loving this movie.
Willem Dafoe or Willem Dafoe?
You know, I'm something of
William Dafoe.
myself.
Willem Dafoe.
He's a cop, Willem Dafoe.
In the dark world of this movie, he was a shining bright light in my despicable existence, sitting in front of my computer monitor, getting slowly more dangerously high and feeling nothing but contempt for both this movie and myself. Willem Dafoe.
My research for this episode, all I really had to say about it was it came out to relatively decent reviews and is now considered a cult classic.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't necessarily agree with those two things, but it's fine. I usually generally think that cult classics are things that weren't popular in their time and became more popular.
But the question is popular by who? Because popular by critics is not popular by people. So if people didn't watch it and then they watched it later, that
it
does
was
kind of
not
work.
very specific.
Yeah.
And then I said, I'm very sorry, but I didn't know how to research this movie without deep diving into how much I've turned on Johnny Depp since I originally watched this movie in high school. So I'll just say this. Johnny Depp is an extremely famous and thus powerful celebrity with probably some of the best legal and PR teams money can buy. I really don't want to go into detail on the podcast, so I encourage anyone with an ounce of critical thinking and media literacy to do research deeper into the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard case. The evidence against Johnny Depp was severely downplayed, especially on social media, and I 100% believe Johnny Depp is a terrible person, like so many other celebrities. I'm specifically talking about Johnny Depp over other celebrities we've glazed over because of the fucking great PR he got from that case and like how he was laughing in the fucking courtroom while Amber was describing horrific shit.
Yep.
I remember around when the Amber Heard allegations first came out, and I get why people were very quick to believe the idea that Johnny Depp was the abused one in that relationship, because we do ignore domestic violence against men a lot. But like, I remember thinking when those rumors came out and people started to like get on Johnny Depp's side, I remember thinking like, I don't know, at best it sounds like the best case scenario in this case is that they both suck. That's all I ever got from it. And then when his ex came out and was like, oh yeah, Johnny's like horrific when he's not sober. As soon as that came out, I was just like, well, that's it. That's like we know
pattern. This is a pattern of behavior for him. This is not a thing.
Yeah, and like you could still like his movies and stuff like that. He is a good actor and stuff like that. But the way that it, because like I know people who were on his side through a lot of it, who were like otherwise very like critical people, like who were otherwise very like had like a good head on their shoulders and like knew like the kind of shit that happens in the world to women and are supportive of in that way otherwise. And the trial just really revealed like who just really wanted to keep liking Johnny Depp, because he was like a huge part of like all of our childhoods and adulthoods. Like, yeah, it is weird seeing him and stuff now, even though I do like the movies that he's in.
For some reason, I'm able to separate pre Pirates of the Caribbean him from the allegations for some reason. I don't know why.
I would examine that. Because like that's a weird.
No, I'm not saying that I defend who he was then, but it's easier for me to watch movies when he was younger than movies when he's like older.
But they were the same person. I
know.
I don't know. That just seems like a strange line to draw.
It is.
I very much. I'm not a separate the art from the artist kind of person, but I kind of am. Sort of.
Everyone is that to degrees.
Yeah. In certain cases, like Kendrick Lamar, is one of my favorite musicians. He's also a big fucking hypocrite, and no, Kendrick, calling yourself a hypocrite doesn't absolve you from being a hypocrite.
Fuck, it doesn't? God damn it. That's my whole thing.
I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just weird seeing Johnny Depp in movies now. Did we like the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, it's all right.
No. I appreciated what it was, but what it was isn't for me.
Like I told you, I think before Jude got here, it's going to be very fun how this sways our different top 10 lists at the end of this 10, like our ranking lists during 11 through 20.
Well, my friends, we've come to the Willem Defend. Join us next week when we watch...
Wild at Heart, a fun David Lynch movie starring Nicolas Cage.
Ooh, a David Lynch movie.
I don't think I've ever seen a David Lynch movie before, so this will be my first one.
I don't think I've seen a David Lynch movie before either.
And it's supposed to be very good. So
good things.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all my energy. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Willem the Filmography. Our theme song is Cherry Metal by Arthur Vink. You can find this podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, and most places you find podcasts. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and review anywhere you can. Follow us on social media at Willem.Films on Blue Sky and Willem.TheFilms on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. And share our podcast with anyone you think might like it. If you would like to support monetarily, check out our Willem the Filmography Patreon and support there. Thanks for listening.
Bravo, sir.
News update. John F. Kennedy was playing Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine Anniversary, not Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Thank you for your time.
Bravo, sir.
Let's go.
I may end up cutting this out regardless, because I did just tell Mike that we started a podcast and was planning on sending that stuff, so I might edit this entire conversation out.
Which Mike? Pirate Mike?
HR department at work lead.
Bravo, sir.
Beep, beep, bop, boop.
Beep, bop, bop, bada, bum. Bop, bop, bada, bum. Beep, bop, bop, bada, bum.
He's the scat man.
Bravo, sir.
I've had about enough of your shit too, Billy.